I were talking, and we both come to the conclusion, how can this team that you guys are playing tonight be 5-6? They're a good ball team.
I have no idea how this team is 5-6. The three films that we have on them, they look like the best team we've played all year.
You know, they've been in the playoff mode for about the last month. They won 4 straight games to get into the playoffs. I think they held 3 of their opponents to less than 70 yards. Quite a defense.
Well, we believe that they made some personnel changes, and that's really helped them a lot.
You know, talking about some changes, you know, we've asked you about Justin Harding for the last couple of weeks. How is Justin?
Justin's recovering fine. The key is about Justin, he did his rehabilitation and he worked real hard, and he'll be back strong tonight, and we're looking for good things from him.
It seems like over the past couple of weeks, the Kannapolis Wanderers haven't been up to par on their offense. Is there a problem, or is it something you guys are doing different?
Yeah, we played better teams, and we realize that, and pretty much that's how to explain it.
But on the other hand, let's talk about defense. I believe you guys have allowed 3 touchdowns in about the last 5 or 6 games.
Our defense has really stepped up. One thing that they've done, the kids have learned how to read and sit and play their gaps and do their jobs and focus on their primary responsibilities.
You know, we talked about Justin. It's good to see him back tonight in uniform, dressed out, ready to play ball. Lipscomb, what's the problem there?
Well, Duran sat out a couple weeks. He had a concussion, and we had a tough time getting him cleared from the doctors and our medical staff. But Lipscomb is back and strong, and we're looking for great things for him tonight as well.
We talked about South Iredell being 5-6. What do you know about the team?
We know that they're big, and they run the wing tee, and they run some multiple front defenses, and they're going to come at you, try to control the ball, and do the best they can to beat you.
You guys have had a successful year. You're 11-0, undefeated throughout the year. Do you do anything different for a playoff game?
Well, as far as preparation, no. We prepare like a normal week. What we hope to do is get the kids to focus 1 week at a time and not look ahead to anything.
I believe you told me earlier you guys had an exceptional week of practice.
The kids were after it. Sometimes it's difficult, and it's such a large game last week against Concord to get the kids up again, but we have great leadership, and our kids are really looking forward to the opportunity presented to us.
On behalf of Metro 11, it's good to be back at Kannapolis. Thanks for the hospitality, and good luck tonight.
Thank you very much.
Okay, guys, back to you.
Okay, thanks, Steve. As the team's just a few minutes away from tonight's kickoff, you talk about momentum. Well, obviously, South Iredell and the Vikings have that. Steve Gann also had a chance to catch up with head coach Kent Millsaps just moments ago.
Thanks again, Randy. Called Kent Millsaps, the head coach of the South Iredell Vikings. Kent, first of all, welcome to Kannapolis.
Oh, thank you, and this is a great place to play, and we're looking forward to it.
You know, you bring your team in here, 5-6 record. I made the comment you're probably the best 5-6 team in the state of North Carolina.
We've been able to get off 4 wins in a row, and we lost some games early by close margins, and we have a large group of seniors playing 16 seniors, and you know, they could have packed up their teams when they were 1-6, but they decided they wanted to come to the playoffs, and they've been able to click off 4.
Well, you played a tough schedule first of the year. I know Mooresville, Hickory, Starmount, Statesville, some real quality teams. Coach, what have you done different? What have you done to turn it around?
Defensively, we went to a 5-man front after Hickory, and that's really helped us out up front. We've got some big guys physically that are able to move around, and offensively, we stopped turning the ball over. We were having 2-3 turnovers per game minimum. We were also having crucial turnovers inside the 10-yard line. We fumbled the ball on the 2-yard line against Mooresville, which made a difference in that ball game. So minimizing turnovers and really playing good field position. When we've got those opponents down inside the 20, we're keeping them inside the 20, making them punt. We take over midfield. And last week against North Iredell, we were able to put 15 points on the board very quickly, basically marching down the field with 40-yard drives because of field position.
Coach, you come to Kannapolis, anytime you come to Kannapolis, you're going to face a real tough team. You're probably getting Kannapolis at the best time you possibly can. They just come off of a close win from Concord, a physical game. Emotionally, you might catch them down. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, if you're going to play Mooresville, let's play them in the first round. Like you said, they play Concord their last regular season game, and that's a big one. That's for everybody, every town. Concord and Kannapolis shuts down, and all the fans are present. And like you said, physically, we hope that they're worn down a little bit. And but like you said earlier, good teams are here, and we're one of them. We're looking forward to playing Kannapolis.
Yeah, and I mentioned, you're here at Kannapolis. The crowd here is the 12th man always. It's tough to play at Kannapolis. Does that make a difference?
Oh, definitely. We would love to have a stadium like this at South Iredell, and they have great fan support, great community support. Coach Harden's a great coach, and this is what high school football is all about. We're tickled to death to be here, and we're going to give it everything we've got. And we just hope that our kids can adjust to the surroundings as quickly as possible.
Coach Millsap, thanks for talking to us. Good luck to you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Okay, guys, back to you.
Okay, those are the coaches. Some other perhaps keys to the game, Woody, as we look at it. This is very big, regardless of who you play.
Well, it really is ball control. You get this South Iredell team coming in here with this wing T offense. Coach Bruce Harden said they're very patient and they're content to just grind it out and keep your offense off the field. That's one thing they'll definitely want to do. Kannapolis has been playing ball control themselves the last couple of weeks. Another key in this game is going to be first blood. If South Iredell, being the underdog, can come in here and score early, that'll give them confidence that will build throughout the game. You know, the old cliche is the longer the underdog hangs around, the more confidence they get. If Kannapolis can get up early, that may force South Iredell out of what they like to do and make them change their game plan a little bit. And finally, our last key is special teams. Iredell Cowan for South Iredell has run 2 kicks back for touchdowns this year. We know Marcus Ribbons for Kannapolis can take it to the house on a kick. And what about last week? Rush Rollins, he's got to be riding a high right now after getting the big field goal to win the Bell game. He missed 2, but then came back in the clutch to hit the big one. So special teams will likely be a big key tonight as well.
Something Rush Rollins will remember for the rest of his life. We'll have more pregame when our Metro 11 coverage continues from A.L. Brown in just a minute. Well, it's time to quit talking and do some walking. And speaking of walking, the co-captains getting set to meet at the center of the field for the customary coin toss. Let's go there right now.
Number 64, R.J. Morrison. Captain Siegler, Captain Cowan, and Captain Wilson.
Stand back, Captain Lee, Captain Ribbons, and Captain Williams. Shake hands, please.
Number 9, Desmond Williams.
Your other officials for tonight's game, Mr. Wright will be your linesman, Mr. Shue will be your umpire, Mr. Rainey will be your back judge, Mr. Powers will be your line judge. On your penalties and your measurements, I want your talking captain to come forward, let me explain your option to you. Make sure you understand your option before you make your choice. If you don't understand me, that's been repeated, I'll be glad to repeat it for you. White, you're visiting, you have the choice of the coin while it's in the air. In case I should drop it, we'll flip again. I'll ask the umpire to sanction your call. Which one of you gentlemen will call it? You call it while it's in the air.
Tails.
He calls the tails as the head. You want to toss. I understand you want to receive. Which end you want to defend? You're going to kick in this direction? Kick in this direction. All right, put your bags towards the goal. You be going. Green wins the toss. We'll receive. Okay, give us a good ball game, gentlemen.
Okay, the Wonders will get the hands on the football first, and let's take a look at the offensive lineups.
Bunker, Wonker, Patrick, just an anchor along that line. Tuttle, Lambert, the center, another anchor there. Matt Crosby and Sean Davis been doing an excellent job. Justin Harden back under center after missing a game and a half with that shoulder injury. Jarrell McCray gets the start for Lipscomb, who had that concussion a couple of weeks ago. Marcello Standback, almost 1,300 yards this year. Kraft, Harden, and Chambers, the receivers there. And then on defense for South Iredell, Boyer, Davidson, Morrison, Powell, and Harris, the 5-man front that you heard in the pregame interview there. Then Wilson, Sturgis, Boyce, Cowan, Ramsey, and Kincaid, the secondary and linebacking core for South Iredell.
The Wonders will split out, and they will have Ribbons, one of the deep backs, along with Marcello Standback, the other guy. There you see Bruce Harden, and we're into the second season. And as he has always said, everybody is 0-0 at this point.
Well, Coach Harden had his game face going, didn't he?
I tell you what, I believe he has been on him in practice a little bit. He said there is no tomorrow, and he is certainly right. Short kick. Going to be taken at about the 29-yard line. This looks like Antonio McClure, and he will be stopped. And there's a whistle at about the 31-32-yard line. McClure, one of the guys up from the JV squad.
They called up 18 JV players at Kannapolis, and Coach Bruce Harden said it really helped them get some different looks defensively. Here comes Justin Harden back after the shoulder injury. We've talked about it a couple of times now. We'll have to see how he'll respond. One of the things to watch is how he responds after a run. We don't know how much he's going to run or what kind of punishment that shoulder can take. Of course, Kannapolis hopes he doesn't take any punishment at all.
Josh Lee certainly doesn't hope that. He hopes that. He hopes he goes the whole way so Josh can play linebacker. On the pitch. Stand back, cuts it back, breaks a tackle, gets a block, cuts to the far side of the field. Can he outrun one man? He's to the 30, the 20, the 10, and they catch him and bump him out at the inside the 5-yard line. It was Iredell Cowan who tracked him down. Well, what a nice play from scrimmage on your first play of the game.
And we talked about first blood. Randy Stanback almost took that one to the house. A little bit of piling up and congestion there in the middle of the line. He cut it back toward the center, had all kinds of daylight, and almost took that one for 6. Watch him here. Looks like they've got it clogged up here, and he sees a seam right there, and bye-bye.
62 yards from scrimmage on this carry. They just had the angle on him. So the Wonders set up first down and goal at the 6-yard line. It'll be Stanback again. And hit at about the 3-yard line. Met up with some opposition there, namely Alex Powell. Powell was not a bad-looking prospect there, 5'11", and 305 pounds. So,
well, now that's bringing the load there.
I want to try to run around those guys and avoid them if at all possible.
That's a few extra steps to get around him for sure.
It'll be second down and goal. Nose of the ball just inside the 3-yard line.
Have we seen a game this year where Kannapolis hasn't gone right down the field on their opening drive?
This will be Caldwell, and he will score. The Wonders take 3 plays to move it 68 yards. Talk about first blood. Boy, the wound is open quickly.
It sure is, and just excellent blocking. There goes the cannon on the left side of the line. Watch it here to help him get in. And he had just a nice seam there and was able to take it in.
Caldwell scores his 13th touchdown in the 99 season. Now will be Robbins, last week's hero, to attempt the extra point. Harden to hold, the kick is true, and we have a timeout. 10 minutes, 55 seconds remaining. Opening quarter, Kannapolis on top. 68 yards, a minute and 5 seconds, and most of it eat up by Marcello Stanback, and the Wonders have jumped out very quickly here as Anthony kicks it deep.
Way deep.
Very deep. Too deep.
It's still going.
It'll be brought out to the 20, and that's where the South Iredell Viking offense was set up shop. Let's take a look at their probable offensive lineup.
Well, one of the things you want to watch for here as we look at the lineups for South Iredell along that offensive line, watch the guy we were telling you about, Alex Powell. He will pull like a guard and flatten those guards. There you see the guys in the backfield. John Seifert has thrown over or completed over 50% of his passes this year. Holloway, 830 yards. He's had 3 100-yard games this season. We'll check out the Kannapolis defense in just a second.
First down and 10 from the 20-yard line. They go with a hitter out the middle, and Kannapolis' defense waiting that time on Brian Hollowell. Nothing there, as Lee Basinger would be the first guy there.
And the Kannapolis defense, Justin Chambers just seems to have big game after big game. Basinger, what a remarkable improvement he's made this year. Mike Davis and Des Williams, as we said, a guy who can take over a game. Rivens, Lee as the leader of that linebacking core. Jason Brown has stepped up there as well. Ryan Kraft, D'Angelo Collins making the start because Blair Harden moves to safety now, but Fox is proficient at picking off passes.
And they'll toss it this time, and hemmed in and stopped for a loss is Iredell Cowan. Not letting him get away is Jason Brown, who came in and virtually untouched. We'll get a chance to view it again here, Woody.
Sure did. Watch him just slice through the right side here and just grab him before he can really even get started and take him down. Iredell Cowan really had nowhere to go on that play, and so far the South Iredell offense has gone nowhere but backwards.
Something Kent Millsaps did not want to happen is now facing 3rd and 11.
Now, they haven't passed a whole lot this season, Randy. They've only thrown it 87 times all year long. Seifert only has 478 yards passing for the whole year.
And he's going to put it up this time. Moving short side, bumps it over the middle, complete. They'll have the first down and bumped out of bounds at about the 36-yard line. Looked to be number 44, Andrew Crisco. Just threw it right in the little soft part of the zone, Woody.
Sure did, and they'll roll him out to buy a little extra time. They take a couple of blockers with him and give him just enough time to get it upfield. Nobody finally picked up the tight end, and they pick up the first down. Nice play.
So a new set of downs for the Vikings. At their own 36-yard line. Twin sets. Wing on the right, one wide receiver. And it will be the halfback picking his way for about 4 that time. Up near the 40-yard line is Ryan Cowan.
And it was right behind Alex Powell, the 305-pound senior you were talking about, Randy. And he is a load. Watch him here, number 77. Look at that push he gets off the ball. That's a guy to watch, keep an eye on all night tonight, especially when he pulls. All the Kannapolis coaches were talking about watching that on film.
I guess you could say this game kind of like shapes up as the tortoise against the hare. Well, the hare scored first. 2nd and 6.
Ooh.
Stop for about a yard gain that time. Looked to be more wide open, but Kannapolis closed quickly.
Oh, they sure did. Des Williams came in there and just pounded him as he tried to make his move.
So Brian Holloway is not really had much running success here early in this game.
Oh, you mentioned something last week, Randy, in the Bell game. Remember the state championship game that Des Williams had?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, he just exploded all night long.
One thing all of these seniors remember, they played in that game. They got some rings to prove it. Here we go on 3rd down, and the Wonders stack the run up off the right side again. Short of the first down near the 43-yard line. The line to make was the 46, so the punt unit will have to come on.
Take a look at it again. Not much here. Not much room to operate in there and making the play. Michael Davis stacking him up and keeping him from getting the first down. One thing South Iredell did do, however, is they have got the ball close to midfield, so they will keep Kannapolis from having excellent field position if this guy doesn't make a spectacular run back, as we know he can.
He has been known to do that. Hitchcock kicks it away from him. Across the far way, it takes a Viking roll, and a good one. Down near the 20, inside the 20, and nobody's going to return that way. So the Wonders will set up at about their own 18, 19-yard line.
Boy, and people have been kicking away from the Wonders for about a month or more now, haven't they?
They kicked away all during the playoffs last year because the guy wearing number 20 was back there, and
and now they don't want to kick to ribbons or stand back either when he's back there.
Sign of respect to the Wonders special team units. 7:43 remaining, opening period. This will be the second possession for Kannapolis, as they'll send Ryan Kraft, one of the wide receivers, to the left of your screen. There's Blair Harden to the top. Single setback this time for Justin Harden. And they delay a little bit. Stand back, tripped over his own man, I believe, or would have had more out near the 25-yard line.
Sure did, and there was some penetration by South Iredell into the backfield that time, but Stanback just ran by it. Watch this. You couldn't see the penetration there, but there was a defensive lineman back there, and Marcello just said, "See ya."
McRae comes out of the Wonder lineup, and let's see who checks in at fullback.
It's like Brown, maybe.
No, they won't have him.
Nope. It's Lipscomb.
Yeah, Lipscomb is playing a little bit here, and he'll get the carry on 2nd and 3. We'll have the first down.
Well, you know that's got to feel good for Duran Lipscomb. He went down with that concussion on that vicious hit in the Northwest Cabarrus game. Wasn't really able to go last week, and now he comes back and picks up a big first down for his team. And that was a scary moment in that contest, and good to see him back and healthy again. And boy, all quarterbacks have the diagrams on their wrists now, don't they?
Thank goodness you got that plastic cover on them, and it won't mar when you get the perspiration on it, or if it rains, or any kind of moisture involved there. Wonders with a new set of downs at their own 31-yard line. First down and 10. Play fake, Harden to the air. Will pull it down and go down, and as he gets maybe back to the line of scrimmage, may have lost a little bit on that one. First contact in 2 weeks.
And he wants to go downfield, but credit the South Iredell secondary. Justin finally has to take off upfield and get what he can.
You know, that's got to be kind of a psychological thing there for Justin to be hit that first time. You test that shoulder, and
well, in the warm-ups, he looked like he had some pretty good zip on the ball, but that's the key. Can that shoulder hold up over the course of a whole game?
A loss of a yard. Back to the 30. Back to the I formation for the Wonders. Looks like he audibilized that time. Pitch to stand back, looking to pick his way out to the 32-yard line. Nothing much developing that time. Trying to go behind the blocks of Kraft and Chambers, I believe. And Good defense by the Vikings.
Tried to cut it back. I read a quote from him in the paper last week after the Bell game where he said Coach Harden told him to start looking for his cutbacks, and he did and made some big yardage. He tried to do it again right there, but South Iredell with some good stay-home defense and kept him from breaking another big play on him.
Stand back with almost 1,300 yards on the year in the regular season with 16 touchdowns. Not a bad season.
No.
3rd and 9, play fake. Harden with all day to throw. Far sidelines, overthrown.
Wow.
At about the 45-yard line. Looking, I believe, to hit his brother, Blair Harden, over there, just too high.
And Andrew Crisco was out there on the coverage, number 44, and he gave Blair a little thump as the ball went by as well. But that one sailed on Justin a little bit. He had to wait a little bit longer than he wanted to give his brother time to try and get open. And it's good to see this guy back as well, even though he came back last week. A scary moment in the Northwest game as well for Michael Anthony.
Iredell Cowan, who was the guy who actually tracked Standback down on that long run. A lot of speed back there, and a beautiful kick by Anthony. Cowan backpedals to the 24. Sees a lot of green shirts and
doesn't like it.
Some Bermuda grass now.
Yeah, he really had nowhere to go that time. Excellent coverage downfield by the Wonder Special Teams. They just really gave him no lane at all.
No yardage on the return.
He may have lost a yard or two trying to run backwards and get around them.
I think he did. Actually, you net it out, it's about 44 yards on the punt. Take that anytime.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the Vikings unable to move the ball except through the air the last possession. Will break the huddle with John Seifert, the 5'7" senior quarterback, leading the way.
They're running that wing T, and you can kind of see how that formation looks unusual.
And it will be Holloway off the right side. Josh Lee stands him up and pushes him out of bounds. Or checking, that was Ralph Wilson. You have Wilson 32 and Holloway 33 in the backfield.
Boy, and Wilson, no small guy. Check him out here, number 32, 194 pounds. And Josh Lee was there, but it turned into a wrestling match.
Sumo style, looked like. Pretty good gain out to the 27-yard line as Coach Millsaps, obviously down 7-0. Not going to break that game plan. Go with what got him here. Seifert, play fakes. Time, throws, complete, fumble, wonders. Nope, he got back. Can't believe it. I would have put money on that. Scott Gustin with the catch and the fumble and his own recovery. So he may have had a string on the ball. He pulled it right back.
Second time, though, you've seen Seifert roll to his left and kind of dump one over the coverage, just kind of laid it in there and watch the hit right there. I think that was Blair Harden who jarred it loose there, and the Wonders just could not quite come up with it. Awfully close, though, to picking that one up was D'Angelo Collins. He got there, but he had so much speed, he couldn't stop to grab the ball.
Over pursue.
On that play, so he could say, look, Coach, I can do it.
Say, aren't you proud you put me out here?
He slammed on the brakes, though, and just kind of skidded past the ball.
Inside 4.5 to go, opening period. 41-yard line. And now it will be Cowan. So about the 43, maybe the 44. Des Williams spun him around.
He just kind of ducked his head and tunneled for a couple of yards. You kind of lost sight of him for a minute. Watch him here just kind of lower his head and go underneath the tacklers right there.
There's Bill Whiteman, the defensive coordinator. What a job he has done in his career here at A.L. Brown. 20 years plus.
Wow. That's something, isn't it?
Bill tells us he started when he was 17, so it's not really
yeah, that's what he says.
Yeah. Second down, and let's go. It's movement. Were they drawn, or did the Wonders?
I think it was 5 for flinching on number 52, Jerry O'Neal there on the left side. The left guard looked like he jumped.
I had a chance.
I don't know if I've ever seen a signal like that. Have you? That kind of looked the two-handed point.
Jimmy Mass, the referee, first time we've seen him this year.
He kind of looked like one of the temptations on that move. There's Coach Whiteman. Take a look. Watch number 52 right here, the guard. Right there. See that?
Well, we knew the play was going right, didn't we?
Oh, yeah. Well, let's see what they come back with now.
2nd and 12 at the 39-yard line. Cowan up the gut. Breaking tackles, midfield, breaks another one. He's off to the races. And the Wonders will angle him out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. It was Ryan Kraft who kept him out of the end zone.
Boy, and he just kept fighting. They had a hold of his shirt tail a couple of times, but he didn't need that. Watch him here. Right there, it looked like they had him wrapped up, but he just kept working, and here comes Kraft to get him out of bounds along with Ribbons right there. He dropped the ball, but by that time he was already out of bounds. Big run. And you know, a lot of people look at this team's record, 5-5, and think, my gosh, what are they doing in the playoffs? Well, they were at the bottom of their conference and regrouped and won 4 straight to make it here, so they've been in pressure situations for a month now.
They'll say he stepped out of the 25-yard line. Tight formation. Cowens fumbles the football, and this one might be recovered by who? Let's see. I thought a lot of green shirts there, but 2 kind bounces now for the Vikings in this drive on fumbles.
Yeah, for Cowan, it was fortunate the way it bounced. It just kind of laid right there for him. Watch it. You should have a good look here. Yeah. Well, he didn't get it.
No.
It bounced away from him. Looked like getting it was the guy who got the penalty a second ago. Was Jerry O'Neal, number 52. Watch here. See him?
Des Williams is going to be thinking, what have I got to do to get a hold of that thing?
Well, one thing you know for sure, Des Williams will keep hitting you.
And he'll be around it. He'll get another chance.
All night he'll keep hitting you.
They lose a yard to the 26. Seifert handing off this time. Ramsey, first time he's carried it, and Desmond Williams said, I don't care what number you got.
Oh, he tried to stick him in the ground like a lawn dart that time. Watch this. Pow. If that helmet was pointy, he'd still be sticking in the ground with his feet kicking in the air.
Ramsey says, where did that guy come from?
Boy, that looked like a WWF body slam there, didn't it?
Tell you what. Ric Flair be proud of him on that. Or Mr. McMahon. Inside 2 minutes to go, opening period. Big play here, 3rd and 11 coming up. And they're out of the shotgun this time. Seifert rolls to buy the time. And being flushed. Going in zone. Head receiver way back there in the corner. That was Ramsey. Kraft was in the area, but the ball out of bounds.
And watch number 90. Des Williams is the one who flushes him out. And right now, Seifert is just running for his life, trying to buy some time, and flings it toward the middle of the end zone where only his man could get it, but a little too far for Charkiris Ramsey.
Now, Seifert's probably asked the same question. Get that 90 out of here. I mean, Williams is all over the field in this series. Now they'll set up for the field goal. It will be spotted at the 34, a 44-yard attempt, right hash mark from the right-footed soccer-style kicker. Good snap and hold. The kick never gets up. Didn't get enough air under it. So South Iredell gets down there in the red zone, but comes away with no points here with 95 seconds remaining in the first period, and that's to the delight of the Wonder crowd, which is assembled here tonight.
Well, they dodged a bullet there indeed. The Wonder defense stepped up, primarily Des Williams, after the big run to get them close by Iredell Cowan.
And now Kannapolis will operate their 3rd possession here in the first period.
You don't see too many 44-yard field goals in high school. Occasionally. I think we saw, what, a 42-yarder this year.
We have some good field goal guys in the SBC. Travels around the regular season. From the eye. Picking his way, stand back. Thought he had something, but there's some big guys in there to stop you. A yard gain on the play for stand back.
He just couldn't find anywhere to go. Watch him here. He dances and tries to find a seam, but boy, a host of Vikings just closed it right up.
He said, I think I'm going to go wide next time. Maybe I can outrun those guys.
He still got about 2 yards out of it.
Wonders have Jordan as one of the wideouts this time. He is flipped to the left out of your picture. And here's the option, quick option out to stand back. Gets a great block and then meets up at about the 29-yard line with Danny Kincaid, who made a good open field stick.
But again, you see the cutback ability of Stanback. He's trying to go to the outside. It's not there. Right here, he cuts it back and turns on the jets. And Kincaid kept him from making that one a big play, and he almost got the first down anyway.
3rd and long 1 coming up as you see the time ticking here in the first period.
Well, what a year Stanback has had.
He's got an incredible per yard average carry, over 1,300 yards now on the year.
Yeah, his average is like 7.2.
Yeah. Here's the sneak, and it's going to be close, but a flag is down. Apparently, Minneapolis made a jump there.
It's on the far side over toward the South Iredell bench, and you see the Vikings pointing at Kannapolis. Couldn't tell who moved there, but the Wonders have been very effective over the past couple of years with Justin Harden and that sneak.
Oh, he's been behind that guy named Chad Lambert in the center, who knows how to clear him out of the way. And now Lipscomb into the backfield.
Probably a passing situation here. We've seen Justin put it in the air a couple of times.
He said he had over 50% of his passes on the year.
He may be changing the play, and now they can't get together.
As the quarter comes to an end, they'll walk it down to the other end of the field. Kannapolis scoring quickly, and they lead it 7-0 after 12 minutes. And there is head coach Bruce Harden. As Woody said, game face still on.
Yep.
3rd down and 6 for Kannapolis. Harden with a play fake. Flushed out of the pocket. Dumps it to Lipscomb. Complete. Eludes a tackle. He'll have the first down. Still on his feet. And they finally blow the whistle. 37-yard line, first down.
Boy, and Lipscomb just helped this quarterback out there. He was flushed out of the pocket. Damon Harvest flushed him. Watch number 72 come in here and chase Justin. And now he just has to buy some time and finds Lipscomb, who got in the seam and sat out and waited for him to get the ball to him, and then he fought up the field for the first down. This South Iredell team ran a very good run defense. In their 4-game winning streak to get here, they held 3 of those opponents in that winning streak to 70 yards or less rushing.
Single set back, quick pop this time. Lipscomb almost got away out to the 41-yard line.
Yeah, but he was trying to drag Alex Powell, and when you got 300 yards or 300 pounds tied to you, you can't go anywhere very fast. But nice pop in the hole there for Lipscomb.
That seems like 300 yards.
Yeah, it feels like it if you're dragging that big guy behind you.
Yeah. Alex says, appreciate it, guy. Gain of 4, however, to the 41. Once again, the single set back behind Hart. And here we go with the end around. This is stand back with a seal block, and a flag is down. He's out in front of the Wonder bench at about the 45. Probably on the line, could be holding.
A lot of times when you try to come around like this, going back the other way, somebody will grab or hold to keep one of the guys from pursuing the backside, and that is, in all likelihood, what we're going to see here, a hold against Kannapolis. I think South Iredell has been penalty-free so far, haven't they?
I believe so. I got one.
That's right. When the guy flinched on the line of scrimmage.
Had a face mask is what the call was. Offensive guy grabbed somebody.
Yeah. Technically, it's still a hold. It's just a matter of where the hold happened.
That's pretty obvious if you're the offensive lineman. You know, it's kind of like a head slap or something like that.
Yeah.
Back to the 25-yard line. The line to make is the Wonder 47.
And Harden was asking for the play there as to how they wanted to handle this. And they've got to get to about what? Yeah, the
47.
Almost the 47. Not quite, but still a long way nonetheless.
Little indecision right now, and the senior quarterback has asked for a timeout. Clock shows 10:49 remaining first half. Wonders lead 7. They'll take a break. Here you see some of the...
Look at that. They even got green suckers.
It's
all, a sea of green. A couple of them didn't get the memo. They got red suckers.
It's all choreographed.
There you go.
It's the band front there. We'll see those folks at halftime, which is 10:49 away. Hard on 2nd and 21. Going deep to his brother. Overthrown. He had Blair out there for a minute. Maybe a little rustiness there, perhaps.
Well, you wonder if it's the shoulder or if it's not getting the reps in practice. I'm sure he got a lot of reps this week, or if maybe Blair didn't go where Justin thought he was going to go. But, boy, if he could gun it downfield that far, it won't take him long to get back into top shape in terms terms of his timing.
And he's just blaming nobody but himself on that one. Just overshot him. Maybe too pumped up, too. You remember a couple years ago, the Concord Canapolis, last year in the playoff game, he was too pumped up. Man, those things were sailing and calmed down.
And boy, then he was on fire, wasn't he?
Oh, exactly.
Play clock inside of 4, 3, 2.
Got to get it off, and they do. Third down. Going deep again. Ryan Kraft complete and out of bounds. He went for the home run, and the field been about 2 inches wider and have been 6. Out of bounds, however, at the 38-yard line. And Ryan Kraft hauls in his 16th catch of the year.
Watch this. What shoulder injury? He put some zip on that tight spiral deep downfield, got Kraft in stride, and a huge play. They went right back to it to the other side this time, but I think that may have been Justin convincing him to say, well, look, let me try that again. I know I can get it to him.
I promise you, Dad, if I miss this one,
it'll be push-ups for you.
Wonders in Viking territory for the second time tonight, and they go with a quick pop up the middle, and here's Lipscomb in the open. He's rumbling, and he'll go down to about the 16-yard line. Ralph Wilson, made the tackle.
But he did get down to, what, the 15-yard line or so, and boy, Lipscomb is really showing some fresh legs here, Randy. He's got some good speed getting through the hole, decisive on where he needs to go, and making some big plays.
10:27 to go in the first half, and the Vikings of South Iredell are going to try to stem the momentum. They've asked for a timeout, and we will take one as well.
Must return to the seat.
As we come back, hard-working guy in the bimmer.
He's got a sucker. They all got him.
Maybe a great sucker as well. First down, and it will be Caldwell up the middle, breaking tackles and going into the end zone. Touchdown, Canapolis.
Well, the Wonder offensive line opened up a great hole for him at the beginning of that play, but you said it, breaking tackles was the key because he got hit a couple of times once he got past the line of scrimmage. Look at that hole, and then bang, and he just runs over people and take it in for 6.
His second rushing touchdown of the night.
I mean, that was a hole. Look, that flag's been through some wars, hasn't it? Did you see
They
that?
survived the Concord game last week. Rollins trying to, well, there's a bobble snap. Now Blair Hart picks it up, throws into the end zone. Lipscomb's got it. That's the second time this year we've seen him make something up. And
well, what a heads-up play by Lipscomb, Randy. He saw what happened immediately and broke into the end zone and clapped his hands for Blair to throw it to him. Just a heads-up play by Lipscomb.
I guess you're in a quarterback family, you know what to do. As we look at Lumber's merch there, that is sold out. It is sold out there. And we were going to try to get over there and visit those guys tonight, but just didn't have time.
We need to get one of those golf carts so we can ride over there and then get back.
Yeah.
And the Wonder fans have plenty to cheer about now. Their team is up by 2 touchdowns.
Now, how big is that 2-point conversion? Although they just kind of did it out of desperation, but it could be very large.
Yeah, it counts. And the main thing is now for South Iredell, how long can you afford to stay with that grinded out attack? Right now they're down 2 touchdowns. They threatened once, but not scored.
It is a long, long ball game, though. 10:21 remaining here in the first half.
Well, I think they desperately need some points this time. If they let Canapolis get up on them 3 touchdowns, they're going to have to come out of that ground game somewhat.
Squiver taken at about the 15-yard line, and coming up with it is Wilson. Oh, some good yardage, and then pays a heavy price at about the 32.
Boy, he was looking for somebody to hit, wasn't he? He didn't care about making a few extra yards. He just wanted to find somebody to try and run over.
I think they'll never learn. Ken Millsap's on the far sidelines. And there you see the quarterback, John Seifert, with the instructions from the Viking bench. Has thrown the ball very well tonight. The Vikings not known for the aerials, but they have been effective when they've had to. Canapolis basically is giving them a little bit but not broken. And the toss sweep this time. Cowan trying to pick his way, gets good yardage out to the 36-yard line.
And they pulled that time, Randy, and did a good job of sealing that one off. The Wonders with some good pursuit, but not before the Vikings were able to pick up about 4 or 5 yards on the play.
Charlie Fox, one of the first Wonders over there defensively.
Josh Lee was in on it. Of course, he's in on almost all of them, isn't he?
And I guess we can include big Lee Basinger as well.
Well, what a year Basinger's had.
Well, all these guys have stepped it up. 2nd and 5 for South Iredell. Tight formation from the 36-yard line. Toss again to Cowan. Hits the hole, and it's not there. Maybe a yard. It was Josh Lee.
He saw a hole, but before he could get to it, the Wonders had shut it down.
Josh is probably saying, man, I never thought I'd enjoy playing defense so much tonight.
Yeah, he doesn't have to go both ways, and he can just worry about being a linebacker tonight. And, you know, that's got to be a good feeling for him. I mean, not that he didn't want to get his day in the sun and play quarterback, but he's been just such an excellent linebacker that when he's able to focus just on that, he's just an outstanding player.
3rd and 4 here. Play fake. Seifert under pressure, dumps it, and
Still on his
the
feet.
second effort. The Wonder defender pushed Brian Holloway back behind the line of the marker over there for the first down.
Well,
he's go down.
He's like a weeble. They pushed him and he wobbled, but he didn't fall down. Watch it right there. He just kind of bounced off. He went back about 3 yards, but he was able to pick up the first down before the rest of the Wonder defense could get there with help. And that was under some pretty heavy pressure that time for Seifert because 2 or 3 Wonders were right in his face, and he had to kind of hop in the air and lob it over him.
A little short pass has been successful tonight for the Vikings. They'll work it from their 42. Well, this may be a busted play option at the last minute. Cowan takes off and takes a few folks, namely Fox, out of bounds and around midfield. Got about 8 on the play.
You may be right, Randy. It sure looked like he wanted to pitch that one earlier than he did, and at the end, he almost had to pitch it, or they were just going to pound him. Watch it here. Look like, yeah, you see Brown breaking in there to shut down Seifert, and that was a dangerous pitch. When you get that close in the pitch at that angle, boy, that's one of those where somebody can take it the other way for 6 in a hurry.
They put 2 on the ground already here in the first half, but were lucky enough to recover their own fumbles. On 2nd and short, they try the middle, and they'll have enough for the first down. I'm not sure where the ball carrier. Okay, he's on top of everybody. That's unusual.
I was going to say, he's in there somewhere.
Holloway, I was looking for him under the stack, and he was on top of it.
Watch him here. Here's Holloway, number 33, and he's just pushing his lineman downfield saying, come on, let's go. He had 830 yards this year, 8 touchdowns, 3 100-plus yard games.
Pretty good season. Pretty good season.
And this, the last few plays, is the way this South Iredell offense likes to move the ball. Just bang away at you and keep your offense off the field. First downs are even now, each team with 5.
Toss to Cowan, trying to corner. Gets away and skips down the sidelines. Not sure where he went out eventually. They're going to say around the 42, 43-yard line.
Give credit that time to number 51, Dan Folliard, right there with a real nice block on Justin Chambers.
So they got about 4. Not time to abandon the old game plan yet. You're down 15-0. That's a key drive of this game. You got over 8 minutes to go in the first half. Get right back in it here.
Well, what they'd like to do is eat up as much of this clock as they can and score because they get the ball first coming out of the locker room.
Here's Seifert. Got to throw. Over the middle. Oh, incomplete. In and out. That time, Jake Russ, the intended receiver. Russ was wide open.
Sure was, and Seifert had some time here. He just threw it a little bit high, and Russ couldn't reel it in. Pretty nice pass. A little bit too much height on that ball, though. But Russ was definitely open. He had some room.
Now the Wonder defense has to dig in. 3rd and 6 coming up. Here come the Vikings. Single set.
They're coming.
And
Blitz.
they're going to get him.
Yep, They came with the blitz, but it didn't matter.
Nope. Looked like Blair Harden was there. Dez Williams was the first guy there.
That's why I say the blitz didn't matter. One of the defensive linemen got there before the blitzers could get there. Boy, Dez Williams just ran right through what was a half-hearted block and just punished Seaford that time.
We haven't mentioned his name in about 6 plays, so they thought they'd forgot about him, or he forgot about the quarterback, but welcome to Kannapolis.
Well, let's see if they kick away from Ribbons again. Last time they didn't give him an opportunity to run it back, and they'll probably stay with that.
Hitchcock gets off a Butte. Ribbons at the 12. One ball corner. Ribbons eludes one man. Now he's got the kicker to beat. He jukes inside. He breaks another tackle. Cuts to the center of the field. He could take the mail if he don't run out of gas. He's got a host of blockers ahead of him, and he will score.
And Randy, again, that big block we talked about, it was Durand Lipscomb again.
87 yards on the punt return. Special teams indeed.
Watch 41 here. We both came out of our shoes on this block. See if you can see it right here. That was Durand Lipscomb, and that was the one that sprung him.
One tackle he shook here. 2, 3, 4.
Well, he just made that guy miss. We talked about special teams and how dangerous Ribbons was, and boy, did he show it there.
I was just worried if the tank was going to run empty before he got down there.
He had enough of a lead on him to where he could afford to slow down a little bit.
Now Rollins, who has been perfect in the extra point department, goes up there and tells Blair, I'm going to kick it this time. Good snap and hold. The kick is up. And it's true. Just like lightning in a bottle, the #1 ranked Wonders have folded to a 22-0 lead with 7:03 remaining. First half. Here's the man of the hour right now, but he'll go back and thank a guy who wears 41, along with about 9 other guys who helped set that wall up on that punt return.
Boy, I'm telling you, what a block by Durand Lipscomb that last time. Man, he just crushed somebody down there to spring Ribbons for the score.
South Iredell looked to have things pretty much going their own way. They punted it back, and once again, the Rabbit wins. McCree on the coverage.
Well, he tried to cut back, but it didn't work.
Cowan meet Gerald McCree.
It looked like Cowan was going to have some pretty good room here, but then, nope.
Big old spider. Got it.
6'4", 220 for Jarrell.
There we are, folks.
My mom said money.
6:57 to go, first half. The Vikings backed up 22-0 and back on their own 15-yard line. And in a grinded-out type game, you don't want to give up any more, or it could get ugly. Play fake, Seaford, short pass, tipped, and almost intercepted. Charlie Fox had a shot at it.
I think maybe Kraft could have had it, but he wasn't. He was trying to cover his man and didn't turn around.
He's got 10 fingers. So
Yes, he sure does.
that's the defensive call, perhaps, there.
He almost looked like the receiver for a second, the way the ball was chasing him.
Worst field position of the night for the Vikings to start a drive.
That may be the first time they've tried to throw on first down.
Got to do something to mix it up here. Now they'll go back to the run. And Cowan, who has been the workhorse tonight, out to about the 18. Chambers on the tackle. It's been the long passing, the special teams, and the long run. It's just been everybody's taking turns. Stand back to Harden and Kraft to Ribbons.
Well, that's the kind of effort you need if you're going to advance in the playoffs, and the Wonders are clicking on all cylinders right now.
3rd down and 7 facing South Iredell. Cowan looking, and he'll have the first down. Well, he gets up ahead of steam. This guy's pretty tough. Pretty good runner. He's only 175 pounds, but...
Well, yeah, but he had some room here and got up ahead of steam. Right there, he runs into Charlie Fox with a huge collision. And South Iredell desperately needs some points here before halftime, or they're in danger of just getting run right out of here.
You got to control the ball. What we talked on headliners, the best way to play defense against Kannapolis is control the football. Offense doesn't have a chance.
That's the way they like to play.
And here comes number 33 rumbling for a couple of yards, Holloway.
I think maybe Ribbons got his leg as he was trying to make his cut there at the line of scrimmage and tripped him up. He was in the vicinity anyway. See if it's 22 that trips him up. Couldn't tell. It looked like maybe it was 22 that rolled under him there.
He'll give his progress out just shy of the 33-yard line.
Second and 6.
Good pickup on first down, though. Seifert hands off, first back, stopped at the 35-yard line. It was Brown nailing Brian Holloway.
Collins was in there as well. Check him out here. Boy, he was taking somebody for a ride, and then Collins came up to help him finish.
Yeah, they got reinforcements in a hurry, didn't they?
Well, like we said a while ago, it's hard to make good progress if you got somebody hanging all over your back.
This is key right now for the Vikings. 3rd and 3. They need to move the sticks. This looks like it's kind of indecisiveness for the quarterback, Seifert. Looked like he wanted to pitch and didn't. And
He looked like when he turned the corner, he was kind of confused about what he saw because he kind of stopped almost for a second. And watch him turn and kind of hesitate and go, ooh.
And by then there were a few green shirts around the area. So that will force the Vikings into another punting situation. Bill Whiteman got to be pleased with his defense of the scheme here tonight.
Yeah, they have really played well. They've given up the one big run, but other than that, they've been pretty solid.
Well,
They faked it.
They faked the punt, and depending on the spot, I don't know. Chambers on the tackle for Kannapolis. I don't know if he made it or not, Woody.
It's going to be awfully close.
He had to get about a yard and a half.
Coach Millsap's trying to eyeball it. You see the yardage marker there where he has to get to, and boy,
Here we go.
let's take a look here because wherever the officials decided the ball was is going to be the key.
They have it here from that spot, but they haven't stretched it out. Well, it wasn't by much.
The long ball. What a gutsy call by Kent Millsaps there to fake that one in his own territory, already down 3 touchdowns. Of course, you don't get anywhere in the playoffs by being conservative on the road when you're already behind.
And this place, a hard enough place to come into anyway. Under any normal circumstances, especially facing the adversity they face now. So when you set a downs for South Iredell, the 38-yard line, Cowan stopped at about a yard. Flag is down. I thought I saw something fly through the picture there.
Boy, he ran into a wall, didn't he?
That was just key, and they are stopping this run.
Watch this. Bang.
Jason Brown
He's all over the place tonight.
come on down, Jason Brown.
This is going to be against the Wonders.
One of the few times they have hurt themselves tonight. They had a 15-yarder for holding on their offense, but able to overcome that.
And the Wonders are asking for a timeout.
So they will get it with 3 minutes and 25 seconds remaining. First half, Kannapolis up 22-0. Back in just a minute. Beautiful sight, beautiful facility to witness a high school football game here at Kannapolis Memorial Stadium. And after the face mask call, we find out the penalty against the Wonders. The Vikings, well, they need a set of downs at the Kannapolis 45-yard line. Seifert out of the shotgun. Going sidelines, this one picked up. And coming back the other way is Ribbons. And we know what he can do with a football, but they catch him from behind back at about the original line of scrimmage, the 45, 46-yard line. So Kannapolis with the turnover.
Boy, and this ball just never really had a chance. I mean, he's way back on the drop, but this never even got close to his receiver. Ribbons almost looked like the receiver. He just kind of camped out there in center field and took that one in himself. That time on the throw, throw, Seaford was probably almost 10 yards back on the shotgun, and normally it's not that far back.
Nobody probably more surprised than Marcus was on that one. Wonders on offense, giving his stand back, and he'll get about 4 up to midfield.
Well, if the Wonders take this one on down and put some more points on the board, it may be time to warm up the bus, turn out the lights, last one out, lock the door.
And you can leave the key.
Yeah.
Inside 3 minutes to go, first half. Still a lot of time. As Kannapolis has Hart and Kraft, the wideouts. Option to stand back. Stood up at the line of scrimmage. Good open field tackle that time by the Vikings defense.
Cowan was there in on it, and also looked like R.J. Morrison, one of the captains. Morrison's number 64 right there, and he was the one that wrapped him up. Cowan forced the stand back to turn back toward the middle of the field.
Cowan, 6'4", 240. Stand back, electrified everything before the folks even had a chance to get in their seats tonight. 62 yards on the first play from scrimmage. Wonders now with 3rd and 6, as we're down to 2 minutes exactly to go in the first half. Martin is going to option out to stand back, and he'll just take the hit for the team at about the 48-yard line.
Another pretty good open field tackle by Danny Kincaid there, number 22 that time.
It was actually almost a little, not quite an option. It was a...
Well, Stanback had a couple of guys to try and get by. He made one miss, but couldn't get by the second one.
It's like McCree shaking up a little bit on the play, and Woozy coming off.
Trying to get him to stretch out and make sure he's okay.
6'4", 220, pretty big guy. Wonders going on it, Woody. 4th down and 3.
Well, what have they got to lose? They're up 3 touchdowns already.
Maybe they'll try to draw them offside. Let's see. Play clock at about 12 seconds, and now coach, but he's a coach on the field.
Justin, he really is.
Justin Harden stands up and calls timeout. That might be Kannapolis' last timeout. Yeah, I think. One of the Kannapolis cheerleaders, and she's been a busy camper here in the first half.
I was going to say, she almost looked worried there for a second, but her team's killing them.
Wonders forced to punt. This might be is this the first time they've had to punt tonight? I think so.
I think it's the second.
Rush, though, and a great kick under pressure by Anthony. Boy, it just died. I wish I could get my golf shot to stick like that.
He had some nice backspin on it. Just got it to stick right there.
Must have that lot of cover on the football tonight instead of a pigskin.
Well, 1:14 to go, and if you're South Iredell, you're faced with a dilemma. Do you try to come out and quickly work downfield and get some points, or do you try and eat up the clock here, go into the locker room, regroup, come back out and get the ball first?
The last thing you want to do is put it up for grabs like an interception.
Which we just saw on their last possession. The ball was way underthrown by Seaford.
We'll just see what breaks, I guess. And Seaford will hand off, and it breaks pretty good out to the 21-yard line. They go with a little quick pop that time by the halfback, and Holloway with, I think, his longest run of the first half.
And he's a load. Watch him here just kind of converge on him. 2 guys hit him from either side, and he still fights his way for a few yards. He's a load.
Clock showing
caught in a vice.
I think so.
8 of 9, second and 1 Vikings.
Well, there's a good offensive discussion going on. Justin Harden and Marcello Stanback.
Playing it next to best there, keeping it on the ground. Do the Vikings as we go to 35 seconds. And
he got the first down.
Yep, that will stop the clock momentarily as they move the chains.
And the Wonders now have Blair Harden playing way back at safety. I mean, he is probably 20 yards back to the line of scrimmage and backing up. His job is don't let anybody get behind me. See how far away he is?
He's got to go home with the coach tonight, so you know that's not going to happen.
Nobody's getting behind him.
Once again is Holloway with some room, and they will move the sticks, I believe. Another first down at the 34-yard line. With only 9 seconds left.
Nice run, but now the Wonders are just in the mode of don't let them score quickly. And South Iredell, I believe, has asked for a timeout.
Can't carry him over. And we'll stay right here.
Normally, we'd be promoing headliners right now, but we don't know if we're going to have one or not. It looks like Kannapolis will be there, but
Looks pretty good for the green and white right now, but we have seen so many games this year, Woody, especially in the regular season, that tale of two halves.
yeah, we really have.
Remember, Kannapolis looked to have things well in hand against Central Cabarrus earlier in the year, and darn near got caught lapped.
Yeah, the Vikings really stormed back in that game. A shame they didn't go to the playoffs, but you've got Northwest in it, South Rowan is in it, Concord is in it. So hopefully, at least the way Kannapolis' score looks right now, hopefully somebody's going to be there Wednesday night, or me and you are going to be pretty lonely up in there doing that show all by ourselves.
Well, we'll probably bring Z up. He gives a cooking lesson for Thanksgiving, you know, how to prepare that special carving.
Maybe we get to Thanksgiving, we get one of those John Madden turkeys and start handing out turkey legs as awards.
Boy, those are mallets. Those aren't turkey legs. Those are baseball, but those are like clubs that Fred Flintstone used to use.
Yep.
Final play perhaps here in the first half, and they go straight up the gut. There is a running back. He pops out at about the 40-yard line, and that will do it. The case of the tortoise and the hare in the first half, well, looks like speed won this half. 22-0 Wonders leading as they go to the locker room. Back ready to start the second half. 22-0. It's been all Wonders in the first half, and let's take a look at how they dominated with some numbers from the statistical department.
Well, there was a lot of things to look at here in the first half in terms of those numbers, Randy. You see the rushing yards, 126, that's what you might expect from South Iredell. 140 for Kannapolis. Passing yards relatively even. First downs, look at there, 10 for South Iredell. They tried to play that ball control, but the one big turnover really hurt them in that first half there. And then the penalties, 3 for 35 for Kannapolis, only 1 for South Iredell. And you look at the stats and you would think, well, my gosh, we got a real close game here, but that's not the case. The way Kannapolis really turned up the wick there on a couple of big plays. Now, we had some keys that we talked about before the game. One of those was ball control. For Kannapolis, they pretty much played ball control. They only threw a few times in that first half. They had some big plays that made the score what it is. South Iredell played ball control, but they were unable to turn that into any points. First blood, Kannapolis scored early and often in that first half, and that really is a big key. You get the team, the underdog, kind of demoralized there and gets them back on their heels a little bit. In special teams, Ribbons runs the kickback. That was huge. And even the missed snap that turned into a 2-point conversion. The special teams kind of regrouped there, and a heads-up play by Lipscomb. What a first half for Durand Lipscomb, though. That gets the 2-point conversion, takes a guy absolutely out that springs Ribbons for the touchdown, and they picked up a big first down on a third down conversion there, and he had just an amazing first half for a guy, as you look at Marcello Stanback there, for a guy coming off a concussion, but Stanback had the huge run on the first play from scrimmage that really got the Wonders rolling.
And you were talking about how the teams will advance in the playoffs next week. Of course, if Kannapolis can hold on, they would be at home against either Concord or North Surrey. And boy, could we stand another, well, it wouldn't be the battle for the bell game, but I'm ready for another one of those.
I'll tell you what, it'll be nice not to have to take a 3 or 4 hour drive, that's for sure.
Yes, it would. We're about ready here as South Iredell will get the football to start the second half. Anthony kicks it low, couple of bounces, and fielded at about the 8-yard line. And some good room up the middle to the 35. Goes Cowan, who has done most of the damage tonight for South Iredell.
Really has. Nice return there. Bobbled it a little bit, as you said in the beginning there, but takes it out across the 35-yard line. And he had the big run that got them close. Their only scoring threat in the first half, and they missed a 44-yard field goal.
So let's see if John Seaford, who started out the half, the ball game very well in the passing department, and then Kannapolis got a little bit more pressure on him.
I think he's effective with the short stuff, Randy, but I don't know that he's got much of a deep ball.
It'll be the give to Cowan, right side, stops. Oh, Desmond Williams on the ground, just reached up, says, come here.
Cowan was going to try to take off, but you're not going to drag Des Williams very far. Watch this.
He's on the ground.
He is, and he just says, oh no, you're not going anywhere. Stay right here.
It's like a mousetrap, just...
Yep. Venus flytrap or something.
Needless to say, no game.
Looks like there's an equipment problem. One of the Wonders has his helmet off up in the line of scrimmage, but now we're okay and ready to go. It's Basinger who was having a problem with his helmet, but he's got it all strapped on now and ready to go.
The lone white receiver you see at the bottom of your screen is Ramsey on 2nd and 10. Let's see if Seaford goes. Nope, he's going to go back to Cowan. Same play, and he fumbles the ball. It is loose, and Kannapolis has picked it up. It looks like Jason Brown came out with it, and it was a fumble indeed. I thought they may have whistled it dead.
Well, he almost, and he probably did have the yardage for the first down, Randy, before the ball came out. Let's see if we can tell who pulled it loose. And I think it was D'Angelo Collins who pulled it out of there.
So the fumbles in the first half came back to the running backs. This one didn't, and the Wonder offense just now getting onto the field here.
And here's where Kannapolis can deliver a knockout blow, Randy. If they can put a touchdown on the board here, that might be enough.
Play clock showing 5 seconds, so Harden got to hurry. Gets it off, toss, ball on the ground, and there's a kind bounce as Caldwell came up with it. Thankful that he did.
Dan Follier there, who's helping Collins up, was the closest Viking to it, and it just bounced away from him. Looked like the pitch was pretty good. He was ready to run before he had wrapped the ball up.
I'm sure they don't practice that in as we got a shaken up Wonder on the way, but he kicked the ball. Looked like Justin Chambers on the ground, shaking up. That could be in the cramp area there.
It looks like they're checking out his knee area. Boy, he's in a lot of pain.
We will step away. The clock is stopped with 11:04 to go. Third period just underway here in the second half. Back at Memorial Stadium here at Ale Brown High School in Kannapolis as Chambers being helped off, still having a tough time getting off the field by walking under his own power. And that's got to be a case of those cramps just don't go away that easy, man.
No, they really don't, but hopefully that's all it is. It's a good sign, though, to see him walking. You're right. If it was more serious than that, they probably wouldn't let him try to walk on it.
Second down at 12, Wonders at their own 48-yard line. As we're back underway, they've got McCree in for Chambers at the tight end. He wears number 6. Here's Harden down the line. Options out. Stand back. Sandwiched at about midfield. Goes to the 49.
Give credit on the tackle that time to Neil Boyce, the free safety who came up. Watch number 11. He got him high, or got him low, and Danny Kincaid got him high.
Harden from the sidelines. Didn't have far to go for the offensive call here on 3rd down and 9. They need to get just inside the 41-yard line of South Iredell. There's the Harden is split to the top, Kraft to the bottom. And Justin Harden, straight drop. Looks and overthrew his brother Justin. They had enough for the first down. That's about 3 times tonight on those intermediate passes that he has put too much mustard on it.
He's got plenty of arm, that's for sure. He's not suffering from lack of arm strength, and it may be what you mentioned earlier, just a little bit too anxious to try and get the ball out there and make something happen.
So Anthony will be on to punt it again. He'll punt to Cowan, who is
Well, they
They're all everything guy tonight.
10 men at the line of scrimmage. They're coming after this one, Randy.
Got to gamble, make something happen. Here they come. Low snap. He gets it off.
He got a piece of it, I think.
And it goes out of bounds where it will be marked. The official coming down the line, and he says it went out at the 37-yard line.
Let's see if we can tell if he gets a hand on it here. He did. He got a hand on it.
Low snap, and Anthony lucky to get it off. So not a lot for your average, and now the Vikings will get good field position to start this series at their 37.
Well, they looked like they were going to be okay offensively coming out, but put the ball right on the ground. And one thing we have seen over the years, if you give that bunch in green the ball, they will make you pay.
Seifert handing off. Cowan spinning out of a tackle and gets an extra 5 yards out of it.
And Josh Lee had him and thought he had slung him to the ground, but Cowan with some pretty good balance to stay on his feet and make something out of nothing there. Watch, I think it's Josh Lee who's going to come in here, and wrap him up, and he kind of threw him forward, actually.
Kind of got the momentum going the wrong direction. Out to the 42-yard line, a gain of 5.
Now, you won't see Josh Lee miss many. But the guy on that defensive line who's having an outstanding night is at the top there, number 90, Des Williams.
They're going to run away from him, if at all possible.
Good idea.
There's Seifert. Well, he didn't have a choice that time. He ran into Jason Brown first. And take a pick. Josh Lee was there along with number 75, Lee Basinger.
Take a look at it again. That may have been a busted play as well, Randy. He looked like he wanted to hand that one off to Brian Holloway.
That's about 3 tonight like that. Now they're faced 3rd and long.
I don't know if it's a busted play or not, but it sure does look weird the way he reacts when he gets near a back. He kind of looks like, uh-oh.
Especially got 90 chasing you all over the field, too.
Yeah, that'll give you nightmares.
3rd and 5. Seifert. Now he'll keep it, and bounces off of Basinger, bounces off of Williams. They just kind of played ping pong with him in there.
And again, Randy, it looked like he wanted to pitch that ball out, and the back got too far away from him, and he just had to eat it. That certainly looked like he wanted to pitch that one.
Kind of like being caught in a rattlesnake pit that time. He was being carved up there. Punting time, Hitchcock to get it off, and he kicks it away from Rivets.
What a roll.
It gets a great roll. We'll go inside the 10-yard line and be dead at about the 8.
Well, that's the smart thing, because they came in knowing that Ribbons is a talented return man, kicked it away from him the first time. The next time they kicked it to him, and he burned him.
And the offense for the Wonders comes on. People were talking about, I guess we discussed it earlier in the pregame, they said, well, they haven't put a lot of points up on the board. Well, the caliber of competition they played in the last 3 weeks has been a lot of that reason. East Rowan, Northwest Cabarrus, Concord. That'll make a difference. Justin Chambers icing the knee.
Boy, he's more than anything probably disappointed that he's not able to keep playing.
Wonders trying to move the football, and move it they do. Stand back with some second effort, gets it to the 16-yard line. Looked to be stopped at the original line of scrimmage.
Sure did. He was stacked up and just kept his feet moving and kept kind of bouncing around in there until he could find a hole. Watch this. There's a hole.
Kind of ran into his offensive line and says, well, I don't want to go there because he's not moving. He's just kind of blocking things up, so
Coach Millsaps just can't find the answer to get his team untracked offensively.
2nd and 3. Toss sweep, stand back, hit.
That's going to be a clip.
Flag is down, stand back, cuts against the grain. Will have enough for the first down, but it probably will come back.
One of the Vikings is hurt over on the far side of the field, and getting up very, very slowly is big number 64, R.J. Morrison.
And he's a load.
There he is.
Coach South Iredell certainly can't afford to lose that guy.
But there was a definite block in the back. Watch right there. See that? It was Ryan Kraft, I think, who got Danny Kincaid in the back. And as he ran by, you saw Morrison lying on his back. Watch this. You saw the flags come sailing.
Tell you what, I don't see how Stanback could negotiate and all the flags being thrown there.
There's Morrison being helped off the field. And you could see in that first replay that as Stanback went by, Morrison was already lying on his back in pain.
Ball is all the way back with a penalty to the 8-yard line. Now they have it 2nd and 11. Inside 7 to go, 3rd quarter. Score as it was at halftime. Hart with a play fake, 5 yards deep in the end zone. Over the middle, Ryan Kraft complete, first down at the 20, 25, 27-yard line. Fumble, South Iredell picks it up, and here goes Cowan. He will score.
Amazing. Kraft had the first down. Looked like he was going to try to run upfield and get more, and then he thought, nope, I better just be happy with the first down, and got hit from like 3 sides at once. Watch this. Harden with a strike this time, and he just gets hit too many different angles. The ball comes loose.
And Cowan, Johnny on the spot, picks it up and really untouched.
He's got some speed.
So the offense for South Iredell doesn't score, but the defense does.
Well, maybe that'll be a spark for him.
And they're going to kick one here.
I mean, really, their defense, Randy, has not played that badly. You had the interception that really hurt them. You had the run back by Ribbons and the long run by Stanback.
Well, here goes Cowan, and he'll be stopped. Looked like Fox and Basinger got him. Or, excuse me, that was Seifert. Then we're going to go for 2. So nullify that. We have a timeout on the field. 6:29 remaining. 3rd quarter. It is now 22-6. A.L. Brown. Randy Welly along with Woody King, Steve Gant, the entire Metro 11 production staff back at Memorial Stadium. Of course, the winner lives to play another day, and the loser gets ready for basketball. There's the brackets in the western side of the 3A pairings.
Yeah, and you see some of the other teams, Hickory with a great season. They play in the same conference with this South Iredell bunch. There's Northwest Cabarrus, and we'll get to some more of that in a little bit.
This little pooch kick fumbled by the return man for the Wonders, and the battle is on. South Iredell may have the football.
Let's see, they're still scrapping in there for it.
No call, maybe no possession. There's a green helmet underneath that stack.
You see the fans have their opinion.
And it is Kannapolis, and I don't know how they got the ball, but there's one guy. Here he is, gets up.
Well,
number 99.
And he's the guy who fumbled, Antonio McClure. He was able to get it back. And finish it up looking at the brackets, Ragsdale, there you see Hickory, they play in the same conference with South Iredell. And Asheville and Smoky Mountain playing, Mooresville with a tough road, Northwest Cabarrus and North Davidson there. And more teams involved on our side of the bracket as well. There you get down to our side, and the winner of this game will face the winner of North Surrey and Concord, as Randy told you earlier.
Almost disaster for the Wonders on the kickoff, and a little momentum swing here by South Iredell. Option out to Stanback. He can change the momentum. A loose one man, and he might have done it. Down the sidelines, back inside the 30-yard line. Just like that, one play, and I think Uncle Mo has swung back.
What a great stiff arm, though, by Stanback to turn the corner. Watch this. A stiff arm right to the side of the guy's head. Watch this. See ya.
And that will put him over probably 100 yards rushing on the night.
You know, we talked about the South Iredell defense that actually played pretty well in this game, but the real prevailing story, Randy, is how well this Kannapolis defense has played. They've only given up 120 points all season long. In their last, let's see, 6 games, they've only given up 21 points.
So the Wonders are in business here at the 26-yard line of South Iredell. Hart audibilizing now. And gives it back to Caldwell. He cuts against the grain, gets a block on the corner, and he will go.
He almost slipped when he made his cut, Randy, but he was able to keep his feet, and with a burst of speed, puts 6 more on the board. Watch this. He almost slips right there, and then says, bye.
His third rushing touchdown of the night and 15th on the year. Caldwell, the 6-foot junior. Look at the future at tailback, perhaps, for next year.
Well, you know, Stanback had to wait his turn behind Maddox, and Caldwell's having to wait his turn behind Stanback now. I think the Wonders went, whoa, did you see that?
Yeah.
One of the Vikings just flipped over the line.
Boy, that was just plain out ugly, I want to tell you. That was ugly.
He got up in the air and said, wait a minute, my feet are where my head's supposed to be.
That's like all the parts falling.
I think the Wonders may have moved here, but watch right in the middle of your screen. One of the South Iredell players comes through and
whoa! Kind of slow motion there, wasn't it?
that was Chucky Davidson.
Actually, it was actually a better angle when they penalized him 5 yards for Rollins. These kickers like it. Look at that angle. And this one does get across. 5:40 remaining in the third period, and just like that, the Wonders answer the call, and they lead it 29-6. Wonders striking quickly in this last series. 2 plays, and
somebody's coming in for a landing
I don't know if they got clearance to land here, do you?
We better clear the decks. Oh my goodness.
I don't believe they can land that thing on the perch over there unless it's a helicopter.
Yeah.
This is a relatively short kick at the 15-yard line.
Wilson.
And Wilson is pounded.
D'Angelo Collins.
Well, Collins has come to play tonight, hasn't he?
He really has. He's caused a fumble, been in on some big tackles. Well, South Iredell absolutely must have some points out of their offense here very quickly, or this game is going to be over. And we've still got 5.5 to go in the third quarter. They just have not been able to threaten, except for the one time in the first half with their offense. Kannapolis' defense has just answered the call.
At the 33-yard line, Seaford will set up down. And it will be Cowan. And he goes down to receive Green at about the 35-yard line.
Give him credit for what, about 2?
Boy, is Jason Brown been around the football tonight? Of course, everybody in the defense, the linebackers, they're doing their job tonight.
No, they absolutely are. I'm kind of surprised they're not trying to get Cowan around the ends more and let him use his speed and let some of the bigger guys like Wilson and Howell and Holloway rather try to pound away in the middle.
Well, here we go. They seal it on the corner, and there's a big guy, Holloway.
What a hit by Josh Lee.
He's a pretty big guy, too.
Yeah.
Out to about the 40-yard line.
Watch number 12 just sail in here and pow. One of the Wonders got him low, and Lee finished him up high.
Well, that junior, outstanding season on defense. I think he could do it. If they asked him to drive the bus, he probably would. He's one of those guys. He's definitely a team player. 3rd and 3. Go with a quick one, and they've got the first down. Wow, what a run. Out across midfield.
Is he a load or what?
He's tough to break down. Brian Hollowell, 5'11", 205 pounds. Kind of reminds you a lot of the Hillman kid at Kings Mountain.
Yeah, look at him just banging away. Their Lipscomb had a hold of him, and a couple of other Wonders got shots at him, and it just took him a while to wrestle him down. And Coach Whiteman didn't like that too much, but his defense has just played exceptional football tonight.
One thing about these big guys, they don't get no smaller as the game wears on. And it's wearing on indeed. Inside 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Seaford eludes Williams. Now goes deep. Picked up. Charlie Fox for the Wonders at the 20.
What a block by Josh Lee.
Gets another block and then up innocent. Loses the football, but they say he was down at the 38-yard line. So Charlie Fox with a pick. The pass just a little underthrown by Seaford.
Josh Lee just punished somebody downfield. There you see again, Dez flushes him out. Fires it downfield, and there's Fox. Now watch this block. You may not be able to see it on that angle, but Josh Lee came just clean somebody out.
You see Lipscomb, he said, don't worry, I'll find somebody to hit in a minute. Just follow me.
There's Ribbons.
The tanks were rumbling back there, so Charlie played pretty good secondary there. Third turnover of the game. Second pick of the night for the Wonder defense. Here's Stanback spinning and getting to the 46-yard line. Boy, it's like day and night to see this rumble, and all of a sudden Apples gets on offense, and it's...
You can almost see the air coming out of the South Rowan balloon, or South Iredell balloon right now, because the turnovers are just absolutely killing them.
Look at the opening, the offensive line able to open that time. Pickup of 8. And back to the ground, and they'll have the first down. Moving the pile across midfield to the 49-yard line of South Iredell. Believe there is a Wonder running back under there.
Check him out. Here's Lipscomb with a great block.
And that gave Stanback the time to hit the hole.
Well, if he doesn't make that block, you don't get that first down. That's an excellent block by Duran Lipscomb, who has really played well tonight. Ribbons has had an excellent game as well. Des Williams has had an excellent game.
And you remember the job that, boy, did they miss Ivar Johnson in that blocking back role last year in the playoffs. That was a key. A lot of folks say, well, it's just one guy. Well, he's been there a couple of years. It was a big guy.
He was an outstanding blocker. Ask Nick Maddox.
Yeah. Here's Stanback again hitting the left side for about 4 to the 45-yard line.
And right now, all the Wonders want to do is just keep the clock a-winding.
I'm wondering, you see Stanback again. I'm wondering why this area has one little fog bank.
There's like a little tiny cloud has rolled in down behind the Wonders back there.
I don't know. Are they cooking something over there on the perch tonight?
I don't know.
That's grilling smoke or something.
Cannon smoke, maybe.
Remember one year we had the fog roll in here, and it was tough to see. Was it last year? Stanback cuts against the grade, flag is down. That's probably going to be a hold against the Wonders.
Or a block, a clip. Now, I think Cowan gets in there, number 12, and gets blocked in the back. See if we can pick it up. Yeah. A couple of guys hitting each other in the back on that play.
You get out that far in wide open, you can't really hide it from the officials. As referee Jimmy Nash.
Look at that. There's that cloud.
That's got to be...
and that's about all of it.
That's it, yeah. That's a mysterious...
It's not like a fog bank rolled in here or anything. It's just one little cloud.
I hope the perch ain't on fire. I don't see any flames.
I think that's well in front of the perch. Buster and those guys don't have anything to worry about. They might not be able to see right now, though.
I hate it for the folks over there on the bank.
Yeah.
They have to change seats. Well, the penalty moves the Wonders way back to their own 39-yard line. Second and 22. See if Harden goes to the air. He will. Good protection. Going deep, he's got Ryan Kraft behind the secondary, complete. Touchdown, Kannapolis. 61 yards. Nothing wrong with the arm that time.
And a great block to give Harden some extra time by Stanback. Watch 25. Right there. That block enabled Justin to be able to get the ball downfield. Kraft says, I'll see you at the other end.
Kraft with his second catch of the night, 17 on the year, and that is his 8th touchdown catch of the 99 season. And, of course, you got to light it up. Now Rollins in to attempt the extra point. Blair hard to hold, and there's again a low snap. Hart says, well, let's see what I can hunt here. He's going to run it in the end zone, and he gets there.
Sure did. That time, South Iredell came up. Lipscomb tried to do the same play again, but they covered him. Unfortunately, that left room for Harden to find the flag. Watch this. You see him, watch him fall back and cover Lipscomb there, and that leaves Harden enough room to get in the end zone.
He says, I can score this baby too. So with a minute 27 to go in the third period, the Wonders have extended their lead to 37-6.
Time Warner Cable is Metro Channel 11, your source for local cable programming.
As we return to Memorial Stadium, what do you mention and talk about going for that killer instinct? That's something the Wonders have this year, and we just saw maybe another coffin in the nail, or nail in the coffin, I should say.
They really do, and Justin Harden showed you there. He's got plenty of arm. Nothing wrong with that shoulder.
Finally picked up at the 16, returned to the 19. The Wonder coverage down there. You don't have a lot of hang time on that, but it was just kind of bouncing around on the ground down there. And nothing much for Ramsey to do.
Well, if South Iredell wasn't taken out of their offensive game plan before, they surely are now. Down 31 points with 1:22 to go in the third quarter. They're going to have to try and get points in a hurry here. As you look at Coach Millsap's there, this team, the way they have played so far, they don't strike you as a quick comeback type team, and that's going to take them completely out of what they like to do. They're going to have to try to get points in a hurry. They can't afford to grind it out anymore now.
Well, they'll go up the middle and about a yard. That's about it.
If they want to do that, Kannapolis will say, fine, we win, see you.
That takes time off the clock. They have enough points to win the game, and they'll be happy. Michael Davis, the nose guard, with the tackle. We haven't mentioned his name a lot, but he's kind of anchors that defensive front over there. 235 pounds and a senior, one of those unsung guys on that defensive front. 2nd and 10. And they almost got him for a loss, but he got back to the line of scrimmage.
Des Williams just missed him.
Jason Brown did, though. He got him.
Jason Brown has really stepped up here in the last several weeks, Randy. He's, as you mentioned a while ago, in on play after play after play.
Well, this is the 12th game of the year for the Wonders. These juniors are not juniors anymore. These sophomores are not sophomores anymore. They just, something clicks. Look at Lee Basinger early in the year, and the way he has just
really come on.
Great last half of the season. Toss to Calvin. And it will be Basinger hemming him in, throwing him out of bounds on 3rd and 10. It'll be short of the first down. That will be the end of the third period. The Wonders in command. They lead it 37-6. Hey, Mom, send money, lots of it. Call anytime. We love you.
All righty.
Well, barring a miracle comeback, this man will have another playoff victory, and his team will advance, live to fight another day, and they'll be at home next week. Right now, they've got South Iredell in a punting situation, and this is a dangerous type punt here. Picked up. And Blair Harden's going nowhere.
There's
38.
Some hitting going on over there now. And you wonder now, is Justin going to keep playing, or are they going to not risk an injury with him and sit him down? Looks like he's wanting to come back out there. Looks like he is indeed going to come back out.
Well, I guarantee you might have instructions. Please do not run the quarterback keeper.
So we will have a game 2
next week.
And that means the headliners Wednesday night at 8 o'clock.
Not just a headliners, a special playoff edition.
That's right. It's like a very special Seinfeld, something like that.
That's right. We spare no expense. That's at 8 o'clock. Hope you'll join us. From the eye. Wonders keeping it on the ground. Stand back. Stiff arms 2 guys. Got about a yard.
Well, he didn't have any business getting away from that and turned that into a 1-yard gain when it really should have been like a 3-yard loss. There's one stiff arm. There's another. And finally they wrestled him down. Well, you mentioned that they don't want Justin running. I think he's only had like 1 carry tonight, Randy. And even when he's running the option, he is getting away from contact and trying to get that shoulder all the time in the world to heal. He doesn't want to take any shots on it, and that's understandable. He wants to ride this playoff run as far as he can.
Like those NFL quarterbacks, slide head first, or not head first, but slide in with your feet. Here's stand back, trying to pick out of the pile, and got for about 4 to the 44, maybe the 45. Young man starting to pile up a few carries, well over 100 yards.
He may have a cramp after that one, Randy. He gets bent kind of funny at the end of it, but this is one of those too where if a guy starts getting close to the sidelines, they'll want him to just fall down and stay in bounds rather than try to fight for the extra yard. You see he's got a little bit of a limp as he goes off the field. Hopefully it's just a cramp.
Eric Caldwell will check in. That's Nick's cuz.
That's why he gets to wear 20, right?
Exactly. Hard to the air. Over the middle. He's got Ryan Kraft moving again, and another touchdown.
My goodness.
It was 3rd and short, and they just forgot about Kraft again.
I think Justin is dialing in again, isn't he?
I think so.
He had a couple that were a little bit long in the first half, but here in the fourth quarter, he's been money in the bank.
3rd catch of the night for Kraft, his 2nd touchdown of the night, and his 9th on the year. So Ryan, as his brother did in a playoff run a couple of years ago in '97 at quarterback, those Krafts just, they smell playoff season. They live for it, I believe.
Yeah, now let's see about this extra point. This has been an adventure.
Rollins says, I'd like to kick one, guys. Good snap and hold, and Rush boots it through. 10-15 remaining in the ballgame. It is now 44-6. A.L. Brown on their way to round number 2 of the 99 playoffs. There you see the Wonder line as we're ready for the Kannapolis kick. 2 long touchdown passes to Ryan Kraft here in the last couple of scores. The Wonders have swatted this one away for all practical purposes. Picked up at the goal line. And whoops, sidesteps. There's a lot of green shirts surrounding Mr. Cowan that time down at about the 13-yard line.
Nowhere for him to go, and he probably has the dirtiest uniform in the stadium.
Race there. There you see.
Well, he's done his work.
Yeah, Stanback's taken off the armor. So a lot of new faces will be in this game from here on out, the final 10 minutes. And South Iredell stayed in this game pretty much a quarter and a half, and then just Kannapolis too many weapons tonight.
Really have.
Ribbons with the long punt return kind of just broke the back maybe of the Vikings.
And you see by them continuing to run, Randy, they don't have that deep threat. They don't have that quick strike capability that you need to try and come from behind. And once Kannapolis got that first blood that we talked about in our keys, South Iredell never was really able to come back. They got the 1 turnover, they scored a defensive touchdown, and that's been it. They threatened once in the first half, but other than that, nothing doing.
The Hare ran away with it tonight over the Tortoise. 2nd and 7. And nowhere there for Holloway. Lost maybe back to the 15-yard line. 77 is a pretty big youngster for the Vikings. 5'11", 305 pounds. There you see Coach Bill Saps.
That's Alex Powell that we talked about in the open, and watching him pulling. It hasn't been all that successful tonight because South Iredell, South Iredell really just hasn't been able to generate those long time consuming drives that they've needed to stay in this game.
It's 3rd down and 7. And looking for something up the middle. This will be short of the first down. Baysinger teaming up that time with Michael Davis for the tackle for the Wonders. And the punt team will be forced to kick it back to Kannapolis. And let's see, we got Ribbons and Blair Hart going back deep. There you see Hitchcock. Saw another Hitchcock do quite well in a pro game. Jimmy Hitchcock, old Concord alum over the weekend.
He had an interception on Monday Night Football the other night, didn't he?
Yes, he did. They kick it to Rivets. He gets it on the run and upended inside the 40-yard line.
You have to give this South Iredell team a lot of credit, though, Randy. Kannapolis has really just controlled this game, but as you heard Coach Millsaps telling Steve in the pregame interview there, this team at one time was 1-6, counting the endowment game. They were 1-6 at one point and could easily have laid down and quit, but they fought back to make the playoffs.
How's this? Your starter takes a seat at quarterback, and South Iredell says, sigh of relief, Harden's gone. Now they got a lot in. Or Josh Lee, I'm sorry. Josh Lee comes in. They said, wait a minute.
And they didn't have enough people on. Kraft comes running onto the field. Josh Lee looked up and saw it and called timeout. They didn't have all their ducks in a row there.
8:08 remaining in the ball game, and wonders if earned a timeout. And
well, Kraft has done his work tonight. A couple of big touchdowns, and Kannapolis will now advance to play the winner of North Surrey and Concord right here next week.
There you see the special playoff edition of Headliners at 8 o'clock. We don't know how many. We know we'll have one team there represented, A.L. Brown. We could have 4, 3, 2. It's kind of like the playoff pairs. Just put them in a hat.
Well, that's the way it worked out. You know, a lot of people were questioning how Kannapolis, being ranked #1 all season long, gets the 3rd seed. The deal was they put all the undefeated conference winners in a hat and just drew them out, and that's just the way the draw worked out for Kannapolis.
It got late that night in that smoke-filled room, is what he said. Pitch back to Chris Carter, who is up from the JV team. He's a junior tailback, only 130 pounds. You think he can fly? Probably.
Oh, yeah. Well, they called up 18, as we mentioned earlier, and he looks like he's got some pretty good speed here. And didn't they say that the JV team won the championship?
Yeah, JV team with another outstanding year, so they keep on.
Keep it on.
Got a cloning machine somewhere back at below the middle school level.
Also back there, you've got looks like Chris Gibson, maybe.
There he or Prince McCoy. We'll just see. Well, here's number 29, Gibson. Yep. He'll spin for a couple down near the 36. The clock continues to run as he was unable to get out of bounds.
Well, he didn't want to get out of bounds here. All they want to do now is keep that clock running. But, you know, a lot of times you get in a game like this and you wonder why the score is so lopsided. When you start putting in these JV players and backup players and they don't get a lot of chance during the main portion of the game, they want to get in there and prove to the coaches that they deserve more of an opportunity and they want to build for their future. So they're not going to go in there and lay down. They want to try hard and earn some more playing time.
Danny Hatley, number 42, is checked in as a potential receiver. This time it'll be Gibson, or excuse me, Carter up the middle to the 31. He'll be short of the first down. And that will bring up, here we see the play again. 4th down and 2, so he'll say they're going to go for it. If you miss it, it's as good as a punt. With 6 minutes, a little over 6 minutes to go in the game, you really...
And a 38-point lead.
Yeah, I think you could be pretty comfortable there. Hadley and Jordan are the wideouts this time. And whoops, pick it up, get away from one man, and the Vikings will stop. We don't know if they had the play called for the first down because Carter couldn't handle the handoff, and that's just a case of...
It just bounced away from him. Looked like Josh Lee put it right in his gut, and it just kind of bounced away. And he did a good job to recover it and try to get to the first down, but just didn't work out for him. And you know, Coach Harden, even though he's got the big lead here late in the 4th quarter, hates to see that kind of stuff. He never quits working.
And neither do the Vikings, who were all but given up for dead about middle ways through the year. We've seen a lot of teams are hopelessly out of it.
So it seemed.
Yeah, look at the incredible Cinderella story that the Raiders of Savroland had.
Yeah.
Northwest Bears look like, well, hey, we dropped the wrong game and we're out of it. All of a sudden, they find out about an hour and a half after their game last week that they were in the playoffs.
Yeah, pass complete that time out in the flat there to Justin Christie, but his knee touchdown, so the play is over then. Right there, the play is done.
Actually lose a little yardage on the play. The clock goes inside 5:40 and running. Coach Millsap's over there brought his Viking squad, a very dangerous team. And you hate to see these smash mouth teams come in the first and second rounds. They just scare you to death because anything can happen. Most of the upsets occur those first couple of weeks.
That's what Coach Harden always talks about.
Toss to Cowan. He's hemmed in.
Brown.
And Brown will run him out of bounds.
Lee Basinger got there and made the first contact, then Brown went to finish him off. Watch it here. Watch 75 break through right there, and then here comes Brown to finish the play.
And he missed him. Sean Davis, 71, had a beat on him. Ball just over the 30-yard line. Bill Whiteman, well, his defense didn't give up a touchdown again tonight as of yet. The turnover.
Wonder if we'll have all those nattering nabobs of negativity on headliners this week talking about how conservative the Wonders offense was, huh?
Well, they ought to be happy for at least a week.
If 44 points is conservative, I'd hate to see what they do if they cut loose.
A couple of passes, a couple of long touchdown runs, special teams.
They're giving away the plastic footballs now, and mayhem ensues in the stands.
Well, you know, if it's a 44-6 game, you want to save them to the last possible minute, don't you?
That's it. Look at there. Give me one. Give me one.
We got one of those one year. I think it sailed in the press box.
Some cheerleader had a whale of an arm and just got one all the way up to the press box.
They come over and bounced off a wall. Woody caught the thing, I believe.
There you go.
Pretty good arms, I'll tell you what. Josh Lee and Justin Harden better be glad those girls chose cheerleading.
Look at Brown.
Boy, he has just been everywhere tonight. And once again, an outstanding play. Gets the sack on Seifert.
Just amazing.
Look at him. He just came right through, had a beat on the quarterback. And
you know, you didn't really hear a lot about him in the early part of the season, Randy, but as things have gone on, he has really just risen to the forefront. Only a junior, 5'9", 175 pounds, so he'll be back next year. And
can play some fullback, too.
Yeah, and he has really just come to play. And now I think this is going to be Maurice Edwards.
And the snap, and the pitch, and Chris Gibson lowers the shoulder to the 27.
They got him listed as number 12 on the program, but of course Josh Lee already had that number, so I'm assuming that this is Edwards, who would be the JV quarterback. Only a freshman. Yeah.
They've got another freshman, a tight end, Daniel Smith, who is up, so a lot of underclassmen. That's the future you're looking at, perhaps. A couple of years down the road. Toss to Carter. Gets a good block. Boy, he likes to take punishment. Down to the 22-yard line.
Well, I imagine he's tossed to Carter a couple of times this year, don't you think?
Yeah, it's kind of like they got the JV offense on right now. Boy, this is got to be a thrill for these guys to get to play this much time in a playoff game.
Yeah, I mean, they're up here with the big boys in the playoffs.
Coach Hart says, don't get used to it, guys. Just get a little experience. Get a few reps.
That's it. That's what they want.
Inside 2:40 left. And we certainly hope we see number 6, McCray, the tight end, over on the left side. And they'll have the first down as Carter goes up the middle. We hope Justin Chambers isn't going to be okay. And the knee ice down there.
He's on the bench still with that ice pack on there, and I think if it was very serious, they would have already taken him out of here to get him checked out at the hospital or something, but...
Could be a bruise or
yeah,
maybe a hyperextended. Carter comes off, and who's rumbling in the backfield now? Looks like Rock Johnson. Now that is a great name.
I guarantee you now, you got
There goes the Rock. Do you smell what the Rock is cooking?
Oh my goodness, if you're a fullback and you got the name Rock, you are the man.
And look at this, he looks like a Rock. 5'8", 2.
Watch it, watch the Rock work. Bang. And he makes the pile go his way. Only a freshman.
Tell you what, that Rock you won't catch long enough to paint.
Oh man, they took him out.
There's
Justin checking out that shoulder, but he's okay. He's had a big game and he's got reason to smile.
Had a little ice pack on it there. Tell you what, that's going to be fun. A couple of years down the Rock. Toss. And a nice move. Gibson out of bounds, and a flag is down with 1:32 to go in the ball game.
you just wait till Rock gets up in here every day, and we get to see him play for a few more years. That'll be fun, won't it?
Yes, it will. Talk about WWF. Hey, he's got an endorsement there.
There you go. He needs an agent.
Might get Stone Cold to come in here. Well, I remember when Pete Stone was an assistant here years ago. His son was named Rock Stone. He played defense. Now that was probably the greatest football name ever. Rock moved on, had a good career.
And limping off the field now for Kannapolis is Jarrell McCray.
A minute 32 to go. The Wonders back to the South Iredell 30-yard line. First in a bunch. He slips for about a yard. Speaking of that era, I had a chance before the game to meet a dear old friend who kind of turned the tables here in Kannapolis. A guy by the name of Bob Boswell.
Oh, yeah?
Coached here for about 10 years prior to the Bruce Harden era. He went to South Carolina, did very well, and he's kind of retired, cooling it, come back. He said, I'm back in Kannapolis. I said, well, welcome back to America.
There you go. Hey, Rock is back, and here he is.
The Rock with the Rock. He spins.
Look
he
at him
turns.
go.
He rumbles. He's down to the 24.
Inside a minute to go now. What, he runs hard, doesn't he?
He's a stump.
Watch him work, man. Bang, pow. He's still going.
The future looks bright.
There you go. They're going to take him out again. I want to see Rock get one more crack at it.
Well, I got time for one more play. 24-yard line. Edwards under center. Toss. And Carter is loose. Down the sidelines. And the junior will take it to the house.
How about that? Up from the JVs, and he gets to score in his first big playoff game. Watch him go to work here, Randy. Nice blocking all the way around. He breaks one tackle and just outruns everybody after that.
Nobody happier than some of those upperclassmen to see that.
Well, they're all grinning from ear to ear, aren't they? Going over to pat him on the back.
Now it will be Robinson, who's had an adventure tonight. And Blair Harden's made it kind of interesting, too, on the whole.
Jarrell McCray comes back off. He's still limping. Whoops.
Oh, that is just, whoa, kind of out of sync there where the Wonders. 15 seconds, all that remains.
See, he's got that double point, though, after the signal. Usually you only see that
It's kind of like Isaac of the Love Boat. You remember
I knew you were going to say that. Yeah, he was one of your heroes, wasn't he?
I think so. Ted Lang, that's who it was, Ted Lang. I saw Ted just the other day. He said to tell you hello, buddy.
Oh, did he? All right, cool. Did you get an autograph?
Yeah, he said his beard's, if Steve Gamble let his beard grow out, it would be grayer.
All right, let's see how this goes now. 25 yards.
Probably a better angle. There's a flag.
This is going to be a long field goal here in a minute.
Rollins says, it's the longest extra point I've ever kicked in my career.
It's against Kannapolis again. So 5 more, and this thing's going to be a 30-yarder here in a minute.
Of course, you can't. 8 for 75 yards. The penalties that mounted up against Kannapolis. And we've had more of them on the extra point attempts, it seems like. This is a 30-yard extra point.
Ouch.
Low snap. Hart says, well, I don't see anybody in the end zone. I'm going to throw it up. There it goes. And
well, you got more flags flying, and that may be ineligible downfield type thing. Let's see.
That kind of reminded me of the kick pass that Garo Yepremian threw in the Super Bowl one year with the Dolphins and the Redskins.
Yeah, that's what it was. Ineligible linemen downfield. See, they start blocking here, and now when Harden rolls out, they all just start moving downfield, and those linemen can only go so far.
That was definitely qualifies as a Hail Mary there. Well, the Perch is going to be happy. They've already got tickets sold for next week, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
There's no cure for that fever once that last seat's taken.
Absolutely. Well, you know, Coach Harden always talks about the first week and the second week are those 2 biggest humps. After that, you know, you start getting down to the nitty-gritty. You may get surprised in those early rounds, especially the first one, and the Wonders have passed that test and will advance one more week at least.
This must have been the victory balloons or whatever. Usually you throw the balloons up at the beginning of the game when the team rushes on, but they've got these things ready to launch here.
Ready to turn them loose.
It is 50-6. The Wonders cruising here. They led 22-0 at the half. South Iredell gave them a pretty good fight for about a quarter and a half. And with a ball control team, when you get down 2-3 touchdowns, it's hard to come back against anybody, especially a well-coached and well-disciplined defensive unit like the Wonders have put together here this season. We'll take a look at some final numbers and talk to Coach Harden at the conclusion of tonight's ball game. Here's the Wonder kick sailing down. And who's going to pick it up? Finally, at about the 6-yard line. Reverse in his field is Ralph Wilson. He'll go out of bounds at about the 21. Time for perhaps one more Hail Mary here with 7 seconds left. Tonight, Caldwell with 2 rushing touchdowns. Check it, 3 rushing touchdowns on the night. Stand back with well over 100 yards rushing. Ryan Kraft with 3 catches and 2 touchdown passes. So it's been an overall effort, not to mention Marcus Rivens and his electrifying 87-yard punt return that really put him 3 touchdowns up. And for all practical purposes, put the game away in the second quarter. The run around the right side and down at the 31-yard line. That will do it. The Yale Brown Wonders live to play another day, and that's the second round of the 99 high school 3A football playoffs. Next week, they'll host either Concord or North Surrey. We'll be back with some final comments after this. 50-6, there you see the final score. The Wonders advance to round number 2 next week, and they will host a playoff game. Let's go field side right now with Woody Kane.
Okay, thanks, Randy. Well, Coach, you've been in this spot many times before, and one of the things you always talk about is how important the first couple of weeks are, but you guys passed the test with flying colors tonight.
Well, it sure is. Our coaches did a great job of preparation. We were able to bring up some JV players this week. They made a strong contribution. Our kids showed a lot of toughness, a lot of poise, a lot of togetherness, especially in that second half. That's a pretty tough and physical football team, and I thought our guys did a good job coming to play.
Your defense really kept them off the scoreboard. They only scored with their defense, and your offense, a lot of people have been saying it had gotten conservative, but 50 points doesn't look too conservative.
I know, that's true. I think we opened up some things, and you know, they went into some man-to-man coverage, and that made it easy for us to kind of do some crossing routes. And Ryan Kraft, he's just a tough guy to cover and going deep, and Line did a great job, and Justin just got into football.
You really got some great blocks tonight from guys like Stanback and Duran Lipscomb, especially on the one that sprung Rivens for the touchdown.
Sure did. He really does a great job setting up the wall for us, and did an excellent job tonight. We're glad to have him back. I thought all our guys really played hard. Our running backs ran hard. The people up front blocked. So just a great team effort.
And what about Justin? He looked like he was had a little bit too much mustard on a couple of the passes in the first half, but boy, in the second half, he got it dialed in.
Yeah, he was a little high. I think he was altering his delivery and everything, and just a little bit cautious. He says he's not hurting, but sometimes he's not truthful with me. I don't know. We'll see how he does with the ice pack. I'm glad we were able to give him a rest there at the end, but I'm just proud of this football team.
Okay, Coach, congratulations, and home again next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Woody.
Okay, let's go back upstairs to Randy and look at those final stats.
Okay, and numbers kind of deceiving here when you look at the rushing yardage. Kannapolis did win that battle. Passing yardage, obviously a big discrepancy there. But anytime you put up over 460 yards total offense, you should win the ball game. The Wonders won that handily. But the first downs, ironically, the difference between Kannapolis' quick strike capability and the ball control of South Iredell. Passing, the Wonders 5 of 8, no interceptions. Harden still only 2 picks for the entire season. Turnovers hurt South Iredell. They were converted into points, and of course penalties. Obviously, maybe the only thing you need to work on a little bit. 8 for 75. But that's the way it shakes out here tonight. We hope you will join us next Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. We'll have round 2 of our special playoff edition of Headliners at 8 o'clock. Live in our studio. We'll answer your calls and talk to the coaches and talk about our Metro 11 game of the week. On behalf of Steve Gant, Woody Kane, and the entire Metro 11 production staff, 50-6 the final score. The Wonders moved to round number 2. Thank you, folks, for being with us.